welcome to Consultants Corner. I'm Rebecca Brizi. This is my corner. I am a consultant. There was a video, I believe 3 weeks ago, in which I mentioned that time spent at work is my least favorite way of calculating productivity, defining productivity by hours. Aha, somebody said to me, but what about the jobs that are defined by the number of hours at work? There are certainly jobs in which certain hours are specifically required, and that is true. But more often than not, one could still argue as a consequence of what is needed for that job, not as the primary focus of the job. Let me give you an example. This came up actually with a client about 6 months ago. We were working on job descriptions across their business. One of the job descriptions was their front of house, the receptionist, who greets people when they come in and is the first point of call for phone calls. One of the challenges that I had set to them in writing these job descriptions was make hours come last. Don't lead with the number of hours or the hours at which the person needs to be at work. When we came to write the receptionist job description, the first thing, well, she needs to be there from 8 to 5:30. And I said, yes, but let's make that the last thing, not the first thing. And yet it is essential that the receptionist be there during whatever is considered open hours, in their case 8 to 5:30. Well, the point of the receptionist is not to be at the reception from 8 to 5:30. The bowl of candy is also at the reception from 8 to 5:30, but those two things are not the same. The point of the receptionist is to be front of house, to be the first impression that people have of the business, to be the first experience that people have with the business. Whether they show up in person, then the receptionist is the first person with whom they're interacting, or whether they call. Same thing, the receptionist is the first person with whom they are interacting. Even if they have been to this business before, it is still the first impact of the impression of that particular experience. So the receptionist's job is to make that initial experience, to make that very first impression good, to set up the rest of their experience for success right from the very beginning, to create a welcoming environment in the entrance place of that business or of that office, to be welcoming on the phone and make the person at ease when they call and ready for whatever conversations comes afterwards. All of these things are part of the receptionist's job. In order to do that, there is an expectation on the part of clients that they can get through to somebody during the hours that the business says are open hours. Ergo, if the receptionist's job is to make sure that people who interact with the business have an excellent first impression experience, then it is essential that the receptionist be present during the hours in which the clients expect to be able to interact with the business. Hours remain a consequence of the purpose of her job. Hours can still be important and can still be part of a job description. They're just not the most important part of the job description. How are you writing your job descriptions? Are you leading with what is most important about the expectation of that role? Next time you have half an hour, just take a fresh look at those and really decide, what are you emphasizing for your employees? Let me know, let's talk about it, and I'll see you back here next week for our next video. Bye now.